Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. You may have noticed I made a classic shorty version of this process. I'm going to make this one that fully explains everything in case you don't know and would like to understand a little bit more about changing your commanders from tank to tank. It won't be very long, but it'll be longer than the classic shorty. So the secret of this game, or one of the secrets that you may not know, is that in a premium tank, commanders can be removed to be used in a different nation for free. But certain conditions have to be met. The first thing is your commander cannot be or must never have been in a tech tree tank, because the tech tree tank does what I call corruption, and it forever marks your commander as being trained in a tech tree tank, and that cannot go away. And that means if you've done that, your tank commander is going to be marked, and it's going to cost you 60 gold to change a nation. So you got to be careful about which tanks you stick commanders in, especially premium 3-star commanders like Hawk Girl here. I mean, she's a fantastic commander, so I want to be careful with her and only use her in premium tanks. That's really the main underlying secret. And when you have this situation where your tanks have only had commanders put in them when they're premium tanks, is that you'll be able to move these ultra premium commanders essentially from nation to nation for free as you so desire. Hawk Girl here is one of them. Now, how can you tell? It's real simple. You go to the commander, look in the vehicle assignment. Now you'll notice it says none on the trained vehicle on the right in the green box. That's your window to movement for free. But the way you do it, if you take this commander out of the tank, it doesn't really work. You have to bump this commander out, and you're going to need another commander to bump it out. It doesn't matter if the commander you're using to bump out a commander can have tech tree tank history. It doesn't matter. It's just the one that's in the tank that you want to move. In this case, the Hawk Girl. We want to move her to another nation. Now, obviously, I'm just doing this for experimental purposes to show you in the video. I don't need to do that. She doesn't really reside in this tank. I took the tank commander out, and I'm going to replace him back in there. In fact, the commander I'm going to put in here was the one that was in this tank, but when you see him, you'll see he has also no trained vehicle in his history, because they're only for premium tanks. So let's go check out the situation and find my other commander. Now he's available because when I took him out, he reverted back to unassigned. And there he is right there, the British guy. So this is the dude. We want to put him back in the snakebite. I took him out of the snakebite. Now you'll notice, vehicle assignment, right now he's unassigned, so it says none on a nation, and then trained vehicle, none. This is, proving to you that this works. We're going to use him. We're going to stick him in the snakebite, and that process is going to bump her out. And this is the secret. When you bump out a commander, if the other conditions are met with no trained vehicle, that commander will turn in like this one. I call this a black bar commander at the very bottom, unassigned. So we're going to take Hawk Girl. Right now she's British in the snakebite. We're going to pop this British guy back in the tank to the snakebite because he's got 9 skills. He's the guy that I use in that tank. And I'm going to make Hawk Girl a black bar neutral commander. So let's go do it. It's pretty basic stuff. Snakebite is what we're dealing with. assign him. Now you'll notice, free. I don't have to pay anything to put an unassigned commander in the tank. Transfer, of course. So now he's British. Vehicle assignment, you see that. United Kingdom on the right. Trained vehicle, none, because it's a premium tank. So we're going to go and look. There we go. Black bar, Hilder, Hawk Girl. So I've achieved all the goals that I wanted to achieve here for you. Basically what I would call in slow-mo, so you see the whole process. Now I'm going to show you a commander. Let's find one. I know this one, for example. Okay, so this is Carmilla. She's also a 3-star commander. And she's in my Thresher. So she's quote-unquote corrupted. She's Thresher forever, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Wait a second, let's check this out. I don't mind that because her jacket is the color of the base Thresher skin. So she's the perfect fit for my Thresher. You know, she's a great commander. I like her voice. She looks like she belongs in the Thresher, to be honest with you. So let's go check this out and notice vehicle assignment. She's a mercenary. Now that, if I want to move her to another nation, it's going to cost me 60 gold. There's nothing I can do because it says trained vehicle, Thresher. So if your commander shows that has a trained vehicle, if you want to move it to another nation, it's going to cost you 60 gold, and there's nothing you could do because this chick is corrupted forever. She's always going to have Thresher as her trained tank unless you move her to another tank. Like if I moved her to another mercenary tank, it would say that mercenary tank's name. Okay? So I don't want to send her anywhere. I'm happy with her in my Thresher. You see how it works? Put him someplace, even though in the Thresher she's corrupted and cannot change the trained tank. I don't mind that. I'm good with that. And I'll tell you why. Let's go get the Thresher so I can show you. Alright, this is my Thresher. That's the camo, of course. Let me go and show you. This is the native color of the Thresher. And this is, you know, it's gray. It matches her jacket almost perfectly. Which you can see right there. Let's do this. There we go. So this is a perfect match. This is why I like this. And I do this because I use this as a commander training tank. I'll play matches in this. You know, she's a 30% bonus commander. There's 10% for the quick learner skill that she has, and another 10% for the enhanced rations. So she's a 50% commander booster trainer. If I want to put a booster for commanders on there, I can do that and make it even better. So I get 50% commander bonus every time I play this tank with her in it. She's not going anywhere. She's a permanent trainer for this commander. I mean, for this tank. What I do sometimes is as I get enough skills built up, I will swap those out to another tank and use the new commander trainer, use the new commander skills and train those even further. So this is the process that I use to move commanders from premium tank to premium tank. Once you put them in a tech tree or a mercenary tank, they're stuck there essentially. So, like artillery, this artillery commander you will see is corrupted. Training tank, well, it's a tier 9 Russian artillery, and it says trained vehicle tier 9 212A, which is Russian artillery. She's corrupted, she's Russian forever, but that's okay, because whenever I'm done with this training of this commander, she'll be in Russian artillery, the tier 10 eventually. So this is another example. This is my Rommel commander, and even though he's a two-dimensional commander, it's still the same. He's corrupted. He's got to have a Panzer 3J as his trained tank. Until I move him, I'm probably not going to move him. Oh, sorry. You'll see that. His nation is Germany. Duh. He is the Desert Fox. His trained tank is Panzer 3J, like I told you it would be. It's fairly basic. It's not difficult, but I wanted to make this video to show you guys how to identify this in your own commanders and go, okay, now if you buy a new commander, 3-star guy, you want to pretty much put that 3-star commander only in premium tanks as a general rule. So right now I have only these 2 commanders that are unassigned because I just haven't put them in. I haven't found a tank to put them in where I needed them, and that's the deal. I have plenty of 3-star commanders. It's not a big deal for me. Now most people don't have a lot of those 3-star commanders, and so let me tell you, one of the key things, the best place for a 3-star commander is in a training tank. I showed you my Thresher. That's a training tank. I'm going to show you another training tank. We're going to show you, here we go, the #1 training tank in the game. The #1 training tank in the game is the Panzer 38H. You'll notice I have a 3-star commander in here. Again, he's got the 10% quick learner skill, and the tank has the 10% bonus enhanced rations. Combined with the 50% bonus on this tank, this commander is a 100% bonus commander, which means he gets double the commander points of a regular Panzer 38. So this makes this the best commander trainer in the game. And the reason why it's the best is because I can do 8 to 10 matches an hour in this guy. And that's 100% bonus every game, and that's without a booster. If I put a booster on there, the numbers will go through the roof. And that's the point. You want to run your commanders in your commander builder tanks as fast as possible. I have another one that's really good. Here we go. Now this is for myself. This Sexton Artillery is another commander trainer like my Thresher. And those are my 3 main commander trainers are the Panzer 38H, my Sexton Artillery, and my Thresher. The Sexton Artillery is the same as the Thresher. 30% commander, 10% quick learner, 10% enhanced rations, so a 50% bonus. Now the thing about the Sexton Artillery is that I am an artillery ace, so I score disproportionately higher in artillery than regular people. In my hands, it's commander builder because I do so much damage in artillery, and it makes it worth it. Also, this tank has an 81% silver bonus. So you can have tremendous missions if you're an artillery ace sometimes, where you can make 100 grand in a regular premium tank. In World War II, Tier 3, it's the only Tier 3 tank I know that can make 100 grand in a match. And on the silver with interest, which we just had last week, I had one game where I made over 1 million in this tank. It was a sick game. So that's the thing. For my own special skills, the Sexton Artillery qualifies as a commander builder. So that's the thing. Recognize the abilities that you have, and if you can find a tank where you can score repeatedly, you can use it as a commander builder. But you need a 3-star commander to do it, because that's a 30% bonus every game. If you have the quick learner skill, that's another 10%. So my commander here is a 40% experienced commander every game bonus. And I get 10% on my tank with the enhanced rations consumable. Pretty basic stuff. Let's go here. This is the consumable that gives you 10% bonus. There you go. I have this on every tank except some tanks that have fully developed commanders. I don't have it, but it's very rare because you get 10% commander bonus on top of improved crew performance. So the crew performance itself is useful, and you also get a 10% commander bonus. Sign me up every game, and that's why I do it every game. I do it in tech tree tanks. It doesn't matter. Every tank. So this is pretty much the basics of your commanders and how to move them and why I move them and why you may not want to move certain commanders. I want to set up commander training tanks and just leave them alone. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So my commander builder tanks, my Sexton Artillery, my 38H, and also my Thresher. Now I can do this also in some other tanks, which I do off and on, like the A32. There's a 3-star Russian commander. This is another 50% bonus. I don't say this is a commander trainer tank in the classical sense because my scoring will vary wildly. I'll have a good game or less than good game or a great game, but my scoring per game is not as good as my Thresher, or it's not as good as my Sexton Artillery. However, this is tier 4, it's a different tier. So in some cases, this is the preferred tank to use, but it's on a case-by-case basis. It is set up with a 3-star commander, 50% bonus like the other ones. So I could use this, and I am going to score 50% bonus commander points in the games where I use my A32, but it's not one I lean on heavily. So again, play to your strengths. I'm a good player in this tank, but I'm great in artillery. So I should be using artillery, and I do, because do what you're great at doing. Don't try to be a superstar and force a situation where you're not at your best, unless there's something else specifically that you're going for. So I will use the A32 if I'm going for specific things, like maybe a operation or whatever, or helping a friend, etc. But if I'm by myself doing my own business, I'm usually going to use a different tank for commander building. So that's really all I wanted to tell you. Showed you how to swap the nations for free of your premium tank commanders. Remember, premium tanks only can do this. Once you put a guy in a tech tree tank, he is corrupted. Let's check this dude out. See, this guy has been in my Russian artillery, so he's corrupted. But that's okay. He's a Russian commander. If you look at this guy, you can see on his back he's got Russian. He's got a Russian flag on his belt bag, and he also has Cyrillic, which is Russian language, right on the back of his, well, spine right there. So I hope you learned something in this video. It would be very helpful if you could leave a like to help spread the word of this information. This is valuable information for anyone, and anyone can profit from it. Tell your friends if they don't know this stuff. That way they'll have a chance to learn about it and possibly like and subscribe. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I know this is very valuable information, especially if you didn't know any of this stuff. So I want to thank you guys for watching the video. I look forward to seeing you guys again in another video, and when you show back up, I'll be right here. I'll see you guys later.